in this first quarter. First down, Mayfield. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Let's go, let's go. Bang, 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 bang. Alert, 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 alert.
Mayfield looks to throw. He'll have a first down past the 40. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. 12 yards there and a first down.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt. Powerful running. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. It's a gain of 35.
I know that play went to the left side, and that's what it was designed to do, an outside handoff there. But how about the whole offensive line being involved? Seal the left side where the play was going, what they call play side. But how about on the back side? Just taking care of business to make sure no one can get there and disrupt it.
Is the biggest key the left tackle?
Without a doubt. Control that edge. Get out there. You want that left tackle. If you bring your tight end over there, either way, control the edge of the line of scrimmage. You got a chance to rumble.
Dancing to his left. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Another nice gain. 13 yards that time and another first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Mayfield toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver, but it's going to be second down.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Jerome Baker, make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack.
Regular. Hey, orbit.
3rd and long for Mayfield. That is caught inside the 5. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham with touchdown number 7 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Extra point safely through, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. This will be taken about the 12. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November. already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Hey, Delta!
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A well-executed 22-yard gain. A give running right, Drake. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On second down, it's Drake. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. The first drive this unit had, they punted. This drive, much more polished, just looking crisper, aren't they, moving the ball?
Maybe the first drive was a little bit of a wake-up call. Probably a little bit angry that they had to punt the ball away the first time they had it. Got motivated, got to the sideline, said, okay, let's not let that happen here as we take over again.
They'll run with a second-year man from ASU, Kalen Ballage. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Kalen Ballage, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run, end result, 6 points.
Touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw, Mayfield. That is caught by the former Gator, Antonio Callaway. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Hey, alert, 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 alert.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And Callaway taking it in left side. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Hey, Mike 52, Mike 52.
Here's Mayfield. Caught left side, it's Beckham. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Beckham, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Browns have taken the lead. down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. This will be taken very short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10.
Middle.
Drake will start the drive on the ground. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Well, Kenyon Drake, he was kind of underutilized last year when Adam Gase was head coach, only 7 starts, but now he's going to get a chance under new head coach Brian Flores to really showcase his talent. He certainly flashed his diverse playmaking abilities a season ago. 9 touchdowns, 5 through the air, and 4 on the ground. On 2nd down now, it's Drake. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Team 6. Let's 57's right. Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this.
Now Rosen. It's complete to Graham. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a 1st down.
First down.
Hard. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. You move. 57's the Mike. 57's the Mike. Keep it up, defense.
Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
Go. Go. 57. Mike 50. Hey, alert. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Hey.
Throwing again, it's Rosen. It's complete to Parker, left side. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a 1st down.
And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Here's Rosen to throw. He'll set up the screen to Drake. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me. Good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Now Balazs. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Mike 51, Mike 51. Pick it up, guys, pick it up. Hey, high 7. 51 the mic, 50 quarter. Coming to you, coming to you. 51 the mic, boys, 51. Hey, alert, alert.
From the gun on third down, it's Rosen. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll punt it away for the second time.
Let's go, let's go.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Browns were able to strike quickly for 6. No problem there on the extra point. And it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Rosen on 1st and 10. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Mike 51. Hey, exit. Get that one.
And now it's Rosen looking. Allen has it, left side. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
22 is coming. Hey, let go. Here we go. Back 22, back 22. Hey, defense, left. Alert. alert, alert. Like 22, he's coming, 22. Hey, wahoo. Quarterback D-line, get that quarterback D-line. D-line, get that quarterback. Like 22, like 25.
To throw again on second down. Rosen. And his throw here's incomplete. The intended receiver there, Kenyon Drake. And it'll bring up third down.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Watch the pass. Mike 22, Mike 22. Alert, alert, alert. Mike 22, he's coming, 22's coming. Mike. Hey, tighten down. There you go. Check 52. Motion.
Again, it's Rosen. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
Intended for Jakeem Grant. Incomplete. He was covered by Denzel Ward.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 6-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go for verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Let's go, D. Kill.
Final play of the half, Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So we have, and just like that, on we head to half number 2. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. A big play that time for Cleveland. 46 yards.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, first and 10.
Kings. Point it right.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Completes this to Callaway over on the right side. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A good pickup there, 21 yards. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Antonio Callaway, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Second half, no matter what, whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Watch the slip. Middle. Hey, Mike 51. I'm coming for you, son.
From the gun, it's Rosen. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. And they tried to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down. You and I watched film yesterday, and you told me to watch his feet. For whatever reason, his footwork just looked off on that throw.
And you always love it when the next defensive back talks quarterback mechanics, right?
Well, but you're good at it.
Well, I try, all right? I don't know how good I am, but it doesn't take much to tell. His mechanics.
Pressure comes, and down goes Rosen. Myles Garrett in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. The Cleveland offense ready to go. There have been no struggles here for this crew. I mean, they were up double digits at halftime, and they've just expanded that here in the second half.
And it appears there are no answers from the defensive side.
That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be marked down deep on Miami's side of the field. A big play that time for Cleveland. 57 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. From the gun, Mayfield. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half.
Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Bravo. I'm coming after you. 52 is the mic.
Mayfield looks to throw. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. Mayfield down. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, You have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, a piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
23 yards, the final tally.
Hey, Orbis, watch the screen. 51's the mic, 51's the mic. I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
On first down, it's Rosen. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
You better be afraid of me. Go, Mike.
Here's Rosen. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant, and it's 3rd and short.
And that incompletion was caused by the defense. I think they were trying to get one into the middle of the field, trying to find a receiver there, but they were in zone defense. And what are the advantages of being in zone? Eyes and reaction. Eyes meaning all eyes are on the quarterback and able to react when he throws the football and rally to that spot, and that's exactly what happened there. Able to get there and knock it away.
So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. Rosen to throw again. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
When you get your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
That's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. 2nd down and goal. Rosen. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. The D-tackle Sheldon Richardson came barreling in for the sack.
2nd goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Gotta figure this is one they need here on 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Sanders' kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive, but you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
The Browns drive about to get started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. 9 big yards on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. And we're back now here in Cleveland. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
180! Check. Real. Check. Hey, seam 6. Go. Mike 55. Hey, eat. Hey, watch the screen.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Now left side on the swing pass. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A Miami 1st down, that one going for a gain of 11. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
To throw is Rosen, and he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Mack Wilson in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Another try after the 1st down sack. Rosen, and that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
51 to Mike. 51. 80. 51 to Mike, boy. 51. Man, I got you. Go. One day. Mike.
3rd and long here for Rosen. Wide open. It's Allen, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there at 20 yards. Now Rosen on 1st down. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Hey, Charlie. Watch the boot.
They want to go to the air again with his pass caught at the 4. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
That's what I'm talking about. Alert. Hey, Alpha. Mike 51. Monday.
Now Rosen looking at a 3rd and 2. That's caught at the 1. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Kenyon Drake with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Dolphins are able to draw a bit closer. Sanders now to add the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Makes the score Browns 31, Dolphins 17.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, it's a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. They'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
On 2nd and 7, Mayfield. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Point it right. I got you, boy. Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9". Come. Hey, Echo. We won.
3rd and short yardage. Mayfield. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 33. Mayfield now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Alert, 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 alert.
Here's Mayfield. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
At the 35-yard line.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
Get it together, defense. Let's get it.
Mayfield with it once more. It's caught by OBJ. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 17-yard line. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Forced out to his left. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Odell Beckham there to make the grab. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
Hey, check Mike 57.
Hey, Haywood.
Bandit. 57. 57 for Mike. Watch the screen.
They'll look to throw on first down with Josh Rosen. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And checking the timeouts. They do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Kareem Hunt, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Now after the touchdown, Drew Kaiser to boot it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
That's all that's left because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now. And if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
3 down, 3 down.
Bravo.
Check Mike 57, Mike 57.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You gonna see me in your nightmares.
57 to Mike. 50. Quarter.
I'm coming for you. You mine.
Now Rosen looking to throw. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Sione Takitaki make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Watch QB drop.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rosen. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Watch the screen.
80.
Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike.
Hey, orbit.
Watch 22.
They'll try and throw for it with Rosen. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So for Cleveland, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they'll get a chance to redeem